Winners and losers, they both have the temptation to quit. They both fail. The difference between one and the other is one gets back up when they do fail and they keep going. One faces that temptation and they say no. The other person says yes. I'm feeling it right now, man. I'm feeling those old thought patterns come back in. I didn't want to get up out of bed this morning. It was cold. I was slow. I hit that snooze button for like 2 minutes and I'm like watching my world slip away. No, the voice inside my head saying there's a reason why I set that alarm in the first place. There's a reason why I'm pushing, grinding, striving. I want more out of my life. I'm writing like my morning reflection, thinking how can I best inspire someone today? What message can I put out that will lift someone up, give them hope, give them motivation? I said, my loved ones mean everything to me, so I give everything. And then even after I write that, and I'm like, man, they absolutely mean everything to me. It doesn't mean I have the instant Super Saiyan motivation just go bam through the morning. Man, I'm human. I'm just like you guys, man. We're all at different levels of development, but man, some of those days, even after you like have that initial hit of motivation and purpose and fuel, you still can feel sluggish and like, man, is what I'm doing the right path? I'm feeling tired. I feel like my self-discipline is slipping away a little bit. I look around my room, some things are not in the normal order that I have. And I'm like, why am I feeling like this? And I just realized it's just a feeling. It will pass. It's not forever. It's just temporary. Just what you learn in facing a cold shower. It's like it's a temporary cold water. Then after that is the next step and the next step and the next step of belief for the rest of your day. Building blocks that just keep going, sowing seeds of momentum and purpose. It's like 5 a.m. I don't know why all these guys are going back to their houses. This has been like 5 cars. I don't get what's going on. Maybe this message is they need to distract me or something. I don't know. But the point is that it takes grit. Sometimes you just got to suck it up. The feelings that I have right now, they're there. It doesn't mean I need to validate them by taking my foot off the gas. I have a look in my reflection time today. I'm like, why am I feeling this way? Where did I come up short yesterday? How can I change my path today to make sure that whether this is a feeling or a fact, I'm going to be the one who's controlling it. And so I look at the little variables, the things that I skipped yesterday. At the moment, and I'm going to be vulnerable with you guys, I'm trying to build 2 different businesses at the same time. I have a coaching business where I help guys lose fat, get jacked, get rid of all their limiting beliefs, excuses, and vices, remain consistent and dedication on a path of progression. The other business I have is a car business where I restore cars. I buy, fix, sell, basically. I've always been for the last maybe 6-7 years, been doing the car stuff. And it's been a way for me to like cash flow other opportunities of life. It's never been the true passion just buying and selling. I've always liked to drive and make cool stories and have adventures and inspire other people through my passion in that area too, and just drive a whole bunch of cool cars. And I'm at a point in my entrepreneurial journey where I don't think many people talk about the struggle of choosing, not necessarily choosing a path, which is a different struggle in itself, but what I'm struggling with is the decision to burn a bridge or not. Financially right now, I'm not in a wise position to stop one business and focus completely on the next. But for the last year or so, it's been a battle of like submitting the car stuff to God and being like, hey, like I trust you with my coaching stuff. Let me just lock in here and give 100% here and have the grit and the trust in you to just go forwards and trust that you'll provide. And it's scary in the natural realm. In my strength, it's scary. In the world's wisdom, saying save up 3, 6, 12 months of savings before you pivot into something else. Have that backup. And this has been something that I made a decision maybe like a year and a half ago, guys. I was doing cars, made some bad decisions, had a bunch of debt, and I ended up just pushing the car business aside because I felt God really told me to take a big step of faith and start developing the systems in the back end and my own character without having the cars as a security. So I stopped that. And what happened? Debt skyrocketed because I wasn't getting paid. I moved back in with my family. And then this last year has been a massive drain on my mental health and really tested my perseverance. You'd think that you gain the strength straight away from coming to God and following God, and that's what I'm getting, but it wasn't just like immediate. It's been tested every single day. Guys, there were times where I couldn't afford to buy a pair of socks for 6 months. I had holes in my socks, like it was cooked. I did everything I could, kept showing up, kept doing what I thought God was telling me to do. And man, eventually you just like, as you don't see this is me, as I'm not seeing the results immediately of the coaching stuff, I'm seeing like drips and drabs of coaching clients here and there, and I'm relentless. Like I'm riding a push bike that has like no brakes on it, trying to film in the bush where I have no people around me, no distractions, so I can just like pour into you guys. I had no car. I'm drinking this dirty tap water that was making me sick. Had no money to buy food or basically I was like just trying to find anything I could to scrabble together for a gym membership so I could keep training. It was hard, man. Hardest year I've ever been through, bro. I kept going, man. I believed that everything that I was doing, all the adversity was necessary to make me into a man that could lead better. And having the opportunity to surrender my own strength and my own success in the car business, because that's very profitable and very successful business, to put that aside and be like, no, I fully trust you, God, for where you're calling me. I know that whatever I lose, you'll give me back sevenfold later. So I'm not pressed. I don't care about the money. I care about the purpose and I care about the souls. If this is what's necessary to refine my character, to make sure I can look after what you're entrusting me with in the purpose that I can see in my mind with my coaching business and the evolution of that into something that will bear fruit forever across multiple generations and across multiple people. I just got that I had to put that aside. And when I said prayers, guys, like, God, don't let my success ever outshine like my relationship with you or my character development. Like I said that and like I meant it. And so God delivered on that and really humbled me and gave me the opportunity to sit back and reflect and find out where I was coming up short, and has had so much patience with me as I've allowed these frustrations to come out, like, why aren't I here yet? I'm doing what you're saying I'm supposed to do, and it hasn't shown up. But then I would get just to the edge of breaking point where I'll like go turn back into sin or start to sleep in or like just like the money needs to be right there to pay some urgent bill, like my kids' school fees or uniform or money for a Christmas gift, and it just shows up miraculously. Don't get me wrong, guys, I busted my freaking ass, but when you're used to cash flow coming in consistently, you're not in negative, well below negative money every single week. It's a different feeling of fighting, man. And sometimes you just got to step back and dig freaking deep. I remember this period over Christmas time, I had no money, bro. I'm like, how am I going to buy my daughter a gift? How am I going to buy my partner a gift? And I'm looking at all these different hustles I can do. I'm like trying to strap together $10, man, $20. It was, in the moment, I could see like financially I was down bad, but mentally I was like, dude, whatever I'm going through right now is going to make me unstoppable for the future. If I can be resourceful right now and build a work ethic right now when I don't have all the resources, I can find the solutions, not the excuses. I know it's going to give me strength for the rest of my life. I remember that so clearly. I'm digging dirt out this guy's backyard, shoveling for hours on end, and I've already got like herniated discs in my back. I'm giving everything, man. I'm got a wheelbarrow up this guy's driveway, carrying stones, shoveling it by hand. I'm thinking, this is you got to get like a bulldozer or something for this, bro. And it made me have so many different perspectives. Like, people do this all around the world, like child labor and stuff, and they don't get paid shit for it. And here I am getting paid like $100 so I could buy my daughter a gift for Christmas. I try and use that opportunity to tell a guy about the love of God and how he's protecting me through these hard times. I try and tell him a little bit about my stuff and hear his story. And his name's Adam, man. He's such a great guy. He didn't believe necessarily in Jesus at that point, but I was just trying to use that as an example to go through things with my head held high and to believe that there was something greater and to know that my God was allowing me to go through this refinement period, protecting me through it, but allowing me to struggle and suffer so I could cast my burdens on him, for he cares for me. And that's the lesson that I have to you guys today. Because I said to God this morning, I cried out in prayer, I'm like, God, this actually feels hard. It actually feels hard for me. How am I going to get through this? I feel the burden of family, of finances, of my health struggling right now. I've got a couple of different injuries on almost every single body part of stuff, and I'm like, I have to keep going. Like, my program works. I want to keep pushing in it. I want to give 100%, and I'm giving 100%, but I keep getting injured. Like, is this session going to suck? Like, what? I'm feeling the pressures, man. And I'm like seeing these little slides in the habits, and my self-talk is deteriorating. I say, God, what am I supposed to do? How do I get through this? And he said that, cast your burdens on me, for I care for you. For I know the plans for you, says the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Re-encouraging me, reinvigorating me, saying that I'm not alone, saying that I was never alone. I'm allowed, in God's mercy, I am given these opportunities to struggle, to feel these negative feelings, to have this outlook on life that it might be causing a bit of self-pity in a very, very temporary amount of time. That very quickly he's given me the strength to not see self-pity, but instead to have self-reflection and to say, hey, I don't like this about my situation. Instead of feeling sorry for myself, I'm going to ask God for help. And I'm going to say, hey, there's a solution to this. But I have that trained ability from countless amounts of hours suffering with my head held high, suffering for a purpose, a greater purpose to the pain every single time, guys, every single time. And when you understand that pain is a prerequisite to your purpose, you can go through these things with the belief. And when you have that belief and that confidence in it, all you have to know is you have to keep just putting one step forwards over and over and over again. But you will get to that end state goal, that end state result that you want. It's there, but it takes the character molding in the meantime to get there. If God had just given me a business where I'm able to steward 50 clients, 100 clients, 1,000 clients, 10,000, million, whoever it is, whatever influence I have, but I wasn't the man who God needed me to be, I'm leading all those people in the wrong direction. I saw where God gave me a vision. God gave me a dream. He put that in me for a reason. This is why I say to you guys, he's given you a dream and a vision for a reason. What is that reason? Now, do you understand the significance of that? You were each given such a unique, creative goal, dream in life that lights you up. And I know what mine is. But do you know the responsibility of that? This is what I teach about getting on my program and in these videos, guys, about cutting all the vices out of your life. So not only can you see that vision clearly, but you can operate in it with the integrity and the self-respect and the character that it requires to responsibly look after that vision. Because when you have people who are looking up to you and counting on you as a leader, as a role model, as an example, as a reflection of Christ in the world, well, you better not let them down, man. You better make sure you are so on point. And this is part of the struggle that I'm feeling right now. I said to God, I don't feel on point. I'm trying. But he said, you got to work with me, man. It's not just your strength, it's ours. It's mine and yours. It's a team thing. I go through these struggles in the last year, man. And I probably made it like 7 or 8 months, 6 months where I'm filming in the park. I'm riding my little rusty bike with my dirty water to go. Excuse me. I'm still recovering that whooping cough, bro. I'm riding that bike to the, if you guys know, Brisbane is so humid and hot and sticky. You go look at my old videos from like 5-6 months ago, and I'm just like a Gatling gun, just every single day, like 3, 4, 5 hours, just filming, pouring my blood, sweat, tears, soul into this. I'm just trying to pull as much value as I can as I'm going through. It takes my mind off me and puts on other people. And every single time that I choose the path of pouring into someone else in this it's a business, but it's not. It's a mission, bro. It's a mission of, when I say coaching, it's my mission to help save the lost. To build people up to serve better in the kingdom of God, serve at their best. When I keep my mind on producing financially with my cars and sourcing that and sourcing it and fixing them and doing all of that, and yes, I have systems in place that allow me to do that efficiently and effectively, it takes me off the purpose. And very suddenly, when I put my trust in the finances to provide for the purpose, I forget who the provider of the purpose was, who the provider of the finances was. And when I forget who the provider is and focus only on the provision, my relationship with the provider gets lost or it gets challenged. And when that challenge is there, I have the opportunity to surrender and say, hey, God, it's not just me in my strength, it's actually you providing this for me. I just need to be humble and sit before you and say, hey, I need help. I can't get through this alone. It gives me the opportunity to develop my faith, which is why I got in those situations in the first time, guys, because I asked for God to refine my faith. I said, I want to be closer to you, knowing that what's always valuable in life, guys, is going to take a challenge. It's going to take hard work, sacrifice, pain, and overcoming that. I knew that if I prayed that prayer, God would provide it to me in the way that was not comfortable and that would stretch me. But I know that in the stretching, it would give me all the value, all the purpose, all the fuel that will sustain me for the rest of my life. So the next year, still at my parents' house right now, but I'm coaching clients. I see God miraculously providing. All the fees, man, paid. School fees done, uniforms paid, food paid, back on the physio, back in the grind in the gym. Never skipped a gym day, guys. Never stopped, even when I had no food. Even when I had dirty water, even when I had holes in my socks, even when I'm taking what little I had and helping other people with it, giving everything I had, even when I sinned, even when I fell into sexual sin, even when I fell into temptation, I still said, God, I'm sorry, I want to change this, I need strength, I need courage, I need you to refine me, keep going, don't let me out of this until I've got rid of this, because my leadership means so much more. I paused the documenting of this stuff, guys, because I felt so crap about myself. Because I didn't see that hope in the end state. The grind got so real. And I realized that was one of my biggest flaws. Was not coming on here and talking about it as I was going through it. Was not being too specific about what I was going through because I didn't want to look like a failure to everyone else. But I look back on it now as my biggest strength. To share with everyone who doesn't have that perspective of pain leads to purpose. To say that no matter what tries to distract you and mess you around and get in your way in the spiritual warfare of things, to set your eyes on Christ, to set your eyes on the purpose, on the mission, on the vision, on where you're going, not to look at these small hiccups, the daily obstacles, and to say, here's where I'm going and I will not stop. I don't care what it takes. Guys, I was editing videos, running out of space on my computer and my phone as I'm editing them. I can't afford the cloud software to back it up. And I get the video deleted after the deleted, and it's just like, it's like stacking up. I'm trying to edit, make it good quality, provide value. And it's like, fuck, I've got no backups in this stuff. Excuse me for swearing. Got no backups. I can't upload now because I have no data left on my phone. I'm going to a library to upload, I won't upload. I go home, it's slow. I'm like, okay, cool, well, I'll just do what it takes. I'll find a solution. I get a little bit of trickling money coming in. 50 or $100. I'm spending it on my trainer, on my coaching software for my clients who weren't even paying me at the time. But I did that because I believed. I invested. I sowed the seeds of goodwill then. I'm reaping them now and starting to develop them for the rest of my life. That failure, man, leading to something like, means everything to me, bro. I told you guys, chase failure as hard and as fast as you can. But until you realize like that failure is not just a rep in the gym is just a training grounds for that failure outside of the gym. But that failure is the means to having that success and that when the winning, you'll realize that failure that you face in the gym, that struggle you face in the gym, that pain that you face in the gym is not even close to the test that it takes outside of the gym. The gym is the training grounds for that, but you can never be fully prepared unless you're developing your spirit as well. You have to come into these journeys, these transformations in the gym, knowing it's going to be tough, but knowing it's going to be worth it. And you give so much in here because you know just how much it's going to take outside of here. When you put that purpose behind what you do in here, you can attach that and it will strengthen you in this outside area. That faith combined with that fitness, the excellence in both, which I pride myself on, which I'm striving for in both of those things because I can directly control them, is showing up in the other areas of my life, especially right now where the grit is being tested, where I'm being tested with these early mornings, where I'm being tested with how I speak, how I think, how I act in every single little detail. While the fight is not over, and it may never be over, I don't care. I know where I'm going and I believe in the path. I know that the habits and the sacrifices that I make today and I keep for the rest of my life will keep stacking up and they will inspire others. And that value I provide because they see that this directly affects their life in a positive way when they follow through on them too, will reward me. It might not come as a financial reward. I don't care. I know God will provide for me. He's provided for me when I've had nothing. I know that He'll provide for me. Where I have my soul invested is in you guys, is in other souls, is in caring for people, is in getting them out of generational curses and habits that have plagued their family. Thankfully, in God's mercy, He has given me so many things to overcome in my own life, so many struggles, and given me the shoulders to carry them with Him helping me, with Him as my spotter. But nevertheless, letting me experience the joy of solitude and of struggle and isolation, loneliness, depression, anxiety, fear, failure, heartbreak, pain, single fatherhood, businesses being successful, then businesses failing, then businesses being successful again, my character being so strong, my habits being dialed in, and then losing it all again, financially set up for life, and then losing it all again. So that I could glorify Him in my sufferings, say that His grace is sufficient, His grace is what carries me, give me the opportunity to refine my character. This last year has tested me to the brink of the end of me, man, which is, I'm so grateful for because it's allowed me to put my all into Him. My faith refined through the fire. Exactly what I asked for. Exactly what I asked for. And I knew it would come so hard, man. But that's also, I knew how much I had to develop. I knew what my purpose and my loved ones meant to me. So I knew that it would take everything I've got. And I'm giving everything I've got. And I'm trying now to give everything I got in partnership with God. I never lost faith. Signs and miracles would show up all around me throughout the path. When I was on the brink of desperation, there'd be a little number pop up, 316, on the fence as I'm walking past, like, God, I'm trying so hard to have no money. I need a car to drive my kids to school. I'm giving everything. Like, I'm running out of, I have no data to post these videos. I'm trying. I've got no storage left. I saved up $100. I bought an external USB. I'm uploading and then deleting the video straight away off my USB so I can put the next one on and do the next one. And it's like, I'm trying, man. But the grit and everything is weighing on me. How do I do this? I feel like I need a word from one of your people, God. Like, have someone talk to me. I walk down the street. There's a man there and he's standing there hesitating. I'm like, oh God, this has got to be the guy who's going to say, keep going, you got this. Because God talks to His people. The people who are willing to listen and act. And I'm like, I know it. He looked at me. He's looked at me. He's walking up with a ladder. He puts the ladder in his car. He turns to me and he puts his head down. And I'm like, fuck. God, I knew He was supposed to talk to me. I needed that encouragement, man. I turned to the left on the fence, 316, referring to John 3:16. For God so loved the world, He sent His only Son to die for us, so we would not perish but have eternal life. Confirmation of my vision, confirmation that God had called me this way. And then I got hit with another reality, guys. I don't want to be that guy who hears the call of God in his life, who wants to have that word of encouragement for someone, but is too afraid to do it because of what other people might think about him, because they might think he's a weirdo, they might think he's obsessed, they might think that, oh, this hokey pokey religion stuff, they might think, I don't know what they think, who cares what they think, I care what God thinks. And I've been in a situation before where I felt God speak to me and I haven't acted because of fear of what the other person will do. But we don't know what the other person is thinking. We need to have that boldness for God. Because that person could be on the brink of suicide. That person could be on the brink of giving up. That person could be like me, bro. Where I have responsibility that I have to prepare myself for. That I need that encouragement. Or I think I need it from someone else. But I'm asking for it. I'm seeking God. And then I'm like waiting for someone to show up. I'm like, yes, that's him. I can feel it. I know that guy's trying to talk to me. He doesn't. I don't want to be that guy. When people are crying out for God, just show me a sign. And then God sends, I'm sending one of my faithful followers, a messenger to go and encourage someone. Because when Jesus died, he left someone greater in his place, the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit dwells in every single believer. The Holy Spirit empowers us and encourages us and gives us the power of God to go and talk to people and show them the grace and mercy and love of God. Giving us the strength to talk when we don't know we don't know how to talk. I jumped in this camera, I didn't know what I was going to talk about, man. The power of God takes over. Just said, be vulnerable, talk about what you're going through. So I'm talking raw, bloody, imperfect, letting the Holy Spirit work through me as best as I can, trying to surrender myself. Just trying to be a vessel for God and good and change in the world, bro. But how can I do that if I'm not specific with the struggles that I'm going through? Finances, man. Check this out, man. Massive tax bills. Probably nearly like 70, 80K in debt. Always just trying to get to the next level, never getting ahead. Until I said enough was enough. Until I said I'm not going to do it on my own strength. I'm going to trust God. And even if I can't see the situation changing immediately, I know that if I act in obedience and do what he said and do my best to be the best man I can be for him, for myself, and for my loved ones, I know that this will pay off. I'm seeing it pay off. God shows up in my life in this way. Reminder, he's shown up in my life this entire time. Just in different ways, but giving me an ease on my financial situation. Some money that I gave to a friend a year or two ago to help him when he was going through a hard struggle. I didn't need it back. I never thought I'd need it back. I gave it as a gift. I keep in communication with my friend, just been like telling him like what I'm going through and struggling, and he's like, yeah man, I got you back one day. I'm like, dude, it's okay. Like if you need to, sure, I get it. I'm struggling, but it's okay. Like I know you got your own struggles still. Like just keep going through it. And my friend is so loyal and a man of God. And he showed up at just the right time, man. I put a note drop on a car, not thinking I had the funds yet. I just started making a little bit of money from doing random jobs on Airtasker and getting a little bit of payment in from the government, bro. I never thought I'd go to that level, thinking it's just for single mums and stuff. I'm a single dad providing 50+% of the time. Had to get help, had to have the humility, bro. Never thought I'd be in this situation. Never. Not with my habits, not with my excellence, supposedly. But this is something that I held on to that allowed me to steward these things correctly and to keep going and not give up. Then when that came in, when that little bit more amount of money came in, I knew what to do with it. But I was faithful with the small amount that I had, those 10, that 20, that $100, giving some of it away. Every single time, biblical principles, tithing, whether it be, and I'm not saying this because I want to draw attention to me, guys. I'm saying the biblical principles work. But when I had nothing, I gave. Giving the jumper off my back to homeless people. I didn't have another jumper. That guy I see like every second week, every third week. Worth it, man. Worth it to show that someone loves him and cares about him. See a change in his eyes. See him overcoming his drug addiction. Because someone decided to hear the voice of God in their life as they walk in the gym, filming the stories for Instagram while they had nothing, while they had no car to get to the gym, while they had no money in their stomach, no pre-workout, no creatine, none of these things that we take for granted, man, like food. Just a backpack, a phone, believing someone on the other side needed to hear a positive message. Probably I was walking with like torn quads at the time, man. Freaking wondering how I'm going to get through shit. But knowing I'm going to get through it. Not knowing the whole path, but trusting in it. I'm walking to the gym and I see these two guys and I'm like, I hear this thing, I hear like this rowdiness, and I go up and I talk to them. And their hearts are open to receiving the good news, man. I get a chance to talk about things to them. I get a chance to be vulnerable and show, hey man, I'm going through a struggle too. We're in this together. Like, keep going. You got this. It's going to be right. I got to pray for them, man. Give them the jumper off my back. Be like, I felt God told me to give this to you. Maybe you needed it. Being able to be trusted with the small things that God has gifted you with. I'm not saying you have to give away everything you got, but you know what? No, I am saying you got to give away everything you got. You have to die to self. You have to be willing to give away everything you've got in order to be, when you can outstretch your hands to give everything, you can also be in an outstretched hand position to receive everything. And I promise you guys, when you give everything to this life, to this grind, to this passion, to this love for the game, bro, the game of winning souls, you receive everything back. And it might not be monetary. It probably will be extremely financially prosperous for me. But I don't care, because what I receive back after pouring all of my everything into it, the lessons, the love, I receive back testimonies of, bro, you helped me like not watch porn anymore. Me knowing the destruction in my life that caused, man, it's like, oh, bro, God got me through that. I'm just trying to help show what worked for me, man. And knowing a family doesn't have to go through that pain and suffering. Seeing my clients win. Seeing my guys lose the fat that's plagued them their whole life, that self-confidence issues. Now getting closer to God than ever and believing in themselves and setting new heights, setting new goals, pushing, persevering through challenging obstacles in their personal life, but having the confidence, the God-backed confidence. It gives me so much gratitude for God for allowing me to struggle through my adversities, because this is what I prayed for, was to be able to help these guys, but I knew I had to get stronger for it. I knew I had to fix flaws and inadequacies in myself, weaknesses, old strongholds and thoughts in myself that I wasn't willing to surrender to God and trust Him to be able to get rid of, heal, and look after. But the adversity and the struggle, which I knew before going into this, was to have that trained ability in the gym and my own personal development, I knew that struggle and that surrender of that to God would allow me to reveal all the opportunities where I could improve. And so I say, in His mercy, He allowed me to struggle. But every single time He provided a way through it, man. Every single time. You know, we get back to that Christmas story where I was trying to afford to buy a gift for my daughter. The man who didn't even know God yet, Adam, him and his family, I told him, like, I'm working this because I'm trying to coach people later. I'm trying to save up for like a ute or something so I can mow some lawns or do some air tasker jobs that can make me like $100 a day or $150 a day, just trying to do random jobs. Like, you know, there's a way to get through this, man. Save up a little bit, buy a ute, start stacking up some consistent work with lawns and stuff like that as I'm filming my coaching stuff. So I can cash flow back into cars, and I can flip cars and have the coaching business and have some lawn care or something, or pay someone to do it for me so I can buy my time back, but have a cash flow back to pay for this, which I really care about, the coaching stuff. And he buys into the vision, buys into the purity of it, buys into me as I show up and give 100% into making his yard a better place. I've never done yard work before like that, guys. I'm just a guy giving it a crack. But he sees how I'm doing everything I can for the glory of God. He sees me giving 100%. He sees me having diligence and like I'm serving God in the smallest details, trying to make sure this thing is perfect for him and his family to enjoy for the rest of their time they're at the house. He sees me grinding on Christmas Eve for the love of my daughter, to just give her a gift on Christmas, man. He goes out, comes back when it's time up, buys this huge teddy bear for her. Gives me like $150 tip or something too. Moments like this, man. People who say they don't know God have no idea how much they do know Him. And they show up out of the goodness of their heart for other people, invest in them. It's lessons like this that I'll never, ever, ever forget. Times like this where God has shown up through people who I didn't expect, or through situations I didn't expect. Broke down, man. Christmas Day, man. Adam said, just tell your daughter it's from you. I said, no way, man. I'm going to tell her it was from you, bro. I'm going to tell her what I did. But I'm saying this is 100% from you, because I want her to know the good that's in the world and other people. The love that's in other people. I never want her to forget that it wasn't me, it was you, bro. We named that teddy bear Adam. Never forget. Yeah, man, the year's been a grind. I was talking a little bit sidetracked for a sec, but getting back to about a month or two ago. No, it's going to be about 2.5 months now, because there's been 6 months of being sick. 6 weeks, 7 weeks of being sick. God shows up. My friend gives me this money at just the right time. I put this note on a car. I've saved up maybe like 2K, maybe a little over 2K, if that. And I'm like, okay, I got to choose to pay this bill or buy this or this expense. And the debt's still coming in, man. Hasn't stopped. Put pauses on things, but it's always beating down your door in some way or another. I have that constant pressure as I'm pushing it away, trying to just focus on the path and trying to get back into cars and find money to flip up, so I can focus on what I'm supposed to do, trying to provide for my family. I get this call back on the car eventually, go back and forth with this guy for a few weeks. He wants a 5.5, something like that for it. I'm like, damn, I'm not even close, bro. I gotta get my bread up, so I'm grinding, trying to be like, okay, well, when the time is ready, I want to have that preparation meeting opportunity, not luck, preparation. I'm gonna save, I'm gonna strive, I'm gonna be diligent with the little funds that I have. I'm gonna give where I can, at least 10%. My whole entire life is a tithe, but I'm giving like at least financially 10% to whatever area God needs me to go, whether it's paying for someone's groceries or feeding the homeless. I don't know, whatever it was that I went and did. Just sowing into the kingdom. And then it gets so back into me. I end up going and looking at this car, and he's like, I'm happy to take a bath on it, man. Like, just take it off my hands. I'm like, how much? We negotiate. Obviously, I've got some negotiating skills. I've got a good few years of buying and selling cars. Probably done, I don't know how many cars. A lot. Maybe 100, 200, probably more, 200, 250, something like that. Pay him 2K. It was very, very close, 2.2 or something like that. But it was pretty much like what my friend paid me back. That I didn't ask for it to come back. I needed that for like over 1.5 years. I needed it. But I didn't get it. And I didn't ask for it. I said to God, like, God, I gave this out of obedience to you because my friend needed help and because I love my friend. I don't want it back. I'm not expecting it back. Don't ever put it in a position where I have to ask for this back. I never asked for it back, but he gave it to me. I immediately turned that 2 into 10. And then I take that 10, I pay some debt. I try and get a little bit ahead. I tidy up some loose ends. I go and look back into the cars again. And I do a couple more flips, pay some more debt. You know how it is, man. You can pay one debt, another one pops up straight away. That lasts about 4 weeks, 5 weeks, something like that, of me just pushing on cars and hustling and grinding in there. Have my eyes on the coaching stuff. I'm like, man, I've got to do this, but I want to stack up some cash so I can put my time into it, so I don't have the cost of a split focus. All the while, I'm trying to wrestle with my relationship with God. I've got some struggling questions in my relationship. I'm bringing it to God just over and over again in prayer, working it through, learning. Grateful, man. So grateful. And we get to a point where I'm about to launch into the coaching stuff, and then I'm doing these studies. I'm studying the Cert 3 and 4 in fitness, which is an absolute joke, by the way. It's stupid. It's like preschool education for $7,000. Absolutely ridiculous. Any basic gym bro in the gym could teach you so much more about lifting than any of these courses, man. It's ridiculous. No wonder why PTs are fat and the clients in the gym don't get results, because they don't know what the hell they're talking about. They don't have the right education. That's another problem that I'll have to solve. I am solving right now. I'm doing these studies. I'm not uploading at the time. I'm trying to just hang on and push through it, believing that I can take a step back, not talk about my issues as I'm going through them, because I'm like, it's not valuable enough until I get through it. But every single time that I don't talk about things as I go through them, because I'm trying to protect myself or my family, without oversharing, but at least in some form of detail sharing, documenting, I think is where I can level up. So I'm trying to do that right now. I'm not perfect. I don't speak perfectly. I don't always look at the camera bang on or whatever. Like, bro, I'm filming it in my van that I'm flipping at the moment. This is my reality, because I can't film at home in the mornings because my family are there and I want to wake them up. But this is what you got to do, man. And you know, like, this is a van today, but one day it'll be a Ferrari. And I have the same message, the same habits, the same God, the same drive, the same hunger, the same reason for what I'm doing. And when I have that success, it won't define me. I'll define it, because I'll say, oh, it's just a byproduct of the habits and it's just a car. And there can be so many people I help along the way first before I care about a freaking car, bro. Just a car. And then what? My kid gets whooping cough in crazy amounts of sleep cycles every single night for like 6 weeks. Like, we're up 1 hour, sleep for 1 hour, half an hour up. Like, it was just like, training just went out the window, man. I was training every single day, but it could be like in the afternoon and in the morning sometimes. And, you know, it's got to be up and on point, asleep, awake. Get through that, goes back to school one day, gets chicken pox, another week. I'm like, man, what are you trying to teach me? Patience, perseverance, follow through. All that time that I got to remove myself from the program that I wanted to run, this personal development journey that I tell you guys about, waking up early, the journal, the Bible, the prayer, I've realized the significance of that and how important and pivotal it was to my personal development. And as I walked along, I was like, God, I need you. I need to spend time with you. I really need to. There's flaws in me and I can't hang on without you. I can't hang on without having this program. I need it, because I need these habits that push me forwards. I feel so crap not waking up before everyone else and getting the personal development work done, but I'm getting no sleep. What do? Just had to hang on, bro. On the other side of that now, and that's about 2-3 weeks ago, I'm like, God, I need a challenge. I need a challenge so I can persevere and push and carry some momentum into what's next. I need to make sure, because it's so hard for me to set, once I break the habit of waking up early, it's so hard for me to get back into it. And that's kind of where I was talking about right at the beginning of this video, where like I feel like my mind's getting a bit sloppy. I'm like, oh, maybe I can just sleep in a little bit, or, you know, these thoughts I'm not necessarily acting upon, but I can feel them coming in. So I know I have to remain vigilant and on guard. And so I asked God for a challenge, and there's a powerlifting competition. It was a week away, and I was like, well, sorry, it was 2 weeks away at the time that I knew about it, but I already had plans for that weekend. And then the plans fell through, and last minute I'm like, all right, 7 days out, boom, enter it in. That's a challenge for me. I haven't prepared for it. I haven't squatted for like 6 months. Had 2 torn quads. I just started getting back into the field because I could finally afford it. Nevertheless, enter the comp, 2nd overall, because I prepared that from years of pushing myself. I was ready for that challenge. 752.5 total at 94.8 kilos, body weight, natural. Looking forward to the next one in 6-7 weeks. Right now, possibility of another torn quad. I'm like, whatever, man, whatever. I just want the pain, because I want the purpose on the other side of it. Maybe there's a different way I've got to train or learn or whatever, but it's okay. I'm cool with it, because it gives me a chance to learn about myself. And I look at the shortcoming that I had with not being able to get up early. I wouldn't say a shortcoming, but the struggle that I had with not coming up early, getting up early for that 5-6 week period, and seeing the value of those habits, I just started trying to scatter them throughout the day. I was like, all right, well, I need to journal again, so I'll just like journal at 2 o'clock. You know, I'm looking for solutions, not excuses, man. And the value, when you do these valuable habits, they teach you to find solutions, not excuses. They build upon themselves. So guys, why I say the principles over the perfect system, it's the principles of the system. It's like, you know, the fundamentals of training is intensity and tracking your diet and progressing every single week, always trying to beat your last session. That's the fundamentals, and every other training session built upon that foundation works. It's a refinement to find out what works best for you. You guys don't have to wake up at 2:40 a.m. or 3:40 a.m. or 4 or 5 or 6. I would suggest going through it for a period of time so you can understand what it's like to do something you don't want to do and build that confidence that you can do things that are hard for yourself. But what happens when your kid is sick and you can't do that? Because you do need to have the mental awareness and capacity to help for the rest of the day. Or you need to be there while she's choking on mucus, throwing up through the middle of the night all the time. You got to make sure she's not choking to death. Something inside you has to be deeper than the system or a program or that. And that's the spirit, man. And you have to weather it in times that are easy for you by self-inducing adversity, by doing these challenging things, so that when those real life challenges come, you're ready for it. You're patient when your ex is throwing you under the bus, when you're trying to help your kid, or when that was bullshit. Patient through things you can't control, and you don't react and don't respond in a way that would make things spiral out of control. You don't have one flat tire and then grab a knife and puncture the other three and throw the spare out the car because you're having some adversity pop up. No. Champions chase adversity. We weather ourselves by pushing ourselves in isolation. These early mornings, these early starts, refining our character, the pushing to failure and beyond in the gym, giving us the strength to not deal with failure out there in the negative way, to run to devices when times get tough. It's the grit that we're developing in here right now. That grit persevered me in my faith when I didn't have the faith to carry me. When I didn't have the knowledge of God's grace to carry me. My grit kept me close to him and his mercy. But I definitely got to tell you, like, man, there was times where I just had to say, I don't care what I feel. Even if I don't feel you, God, I know you're there. I'll put my trust in you blindly, because this is faith, not always sight, and not always feelings. It's sometimes just facts and truth, and you have to accept that it's not always going to be there the way you want it to be there. Grit, tenacity, perseverance, tools developed through years of pushing past pain in here and sacrificing in business. Believing when everyone else said no, I said, yes, I'm going to do this shit. I'm doing this. I don't care what you think. When you're on that path, so many things are going to try and knock you off. Right now, the struggle, like I said, I'm dealing with, guys, is making sure that I'm not burning a bridge with the cars this time so I can do the coaching, and trying to just do both. And the way that I'm doing it this time differently to the other times where I've tried to keep both these businesses is I'm involving God more than ever. I've really got the journaling habit down packed. I've got the Bible study going. I've got the prayer and the reflection, the cold showers, the early starts. I'm really going for it, man. I've sustained this for years at a time sometimes. I've sustained this for months and other times. But I've never had the presence of God so real and so right there for me. My faith has been refined, and I can really see how much God is right there with me for this. So I know, I'm like, if he tells me to burn this bridge so I can focus on this, it's done. I just try and obey as fast as I can. I'm training that obedience through also training the rejection of the things that are knocking me off my path by just focusing on the path, focusing on the provider. And exponentially growth in this last week, guys. Exponential gains across the board in all the metrics of my life. And so I look forward to what's to come. I don't know what will happen with my car business. I don't know. I honestly don't know. And it's okay to not know. I just know that if I keep showing up with the habits right now and being close to God and abide in him, he will allow me to do what he needs done. If I go back to my own strength to be like, I have to make this money right now so I can do this. And yes, guys, it's important to provide for your family. It's unbiblical not to. But you have to trust that God is going to be that provider. And if you just listen to him and obey him, he'll provide the way for it, the way that it needs to happen. But if you're having that closed hand approach, not giving while you're going through things, like right now, I'm going through things, I'm still giving. I'm pouring out my time, my sacrifice, my sleep into these videos, into helping my clients, or financially giving. I know that that's going to be a position where I can receive the blessings. Just letting it wash like a stream, and I have my hands in the middle of it. It's coming, it's going. It all belongs to God. So I treat it as such. I don't have to wonder where it's going to come from. God already said it would provide. God already said he would provide. having my confident faith and trust in him allows me to see these challenges as opportunities for growth, allows me to see the struggles as a means to success, allows me to refine my faith, allows me to build a deeper connection with him, which is what I pray for. I'm getting it in real time, guys. I'm going to do my best to document specific struggles as best as I can and with respect to the privacy of my family as I can, but relevant enough that you guys can take concepts and take ideas and not have to learn so much through failing on your own and having your family caught in that struggle, but instead having humility, step back, reassess, get that learning curve accelerated from listening to how someone else has overcome that. The business side, I've got so many lessons to talk about. This video is getting a bit too long. I don't want to talk about it in this one. But the struggle between choosing which entrepreneurial path to focus on and when and why and how. A lot of things that I've always seen has been when to quit your last job and go into this. You know what? For me, a lot of my success in business and the path that I believe it has to be walked for me is throwing all the business books out the window. Not listening to all the gurus and business mentors and stuff for a little bit of period, because I need my faith to develop and trust in God with my finances. When I came back into cars a couple months back, I noticed I'm focusing too much on the cars, not about the vision, not about the mission. Right now, I'm focusing on the mission. I'm watching the funds go down again. I've seen this happen like 3, 4, 5 times. I'm like, shit, what am I going to do? But then I remember every single point that I've got to this stage, there's always been a breakthrough waiting for me, whether it be in personal development, whether it be in habits, whether it be in my business with coaching. If I keep pushing through this wall, maybe I can do both. Maybe, I'm talking maybes. I know I can do both. But whether it's God's plan or my plan is a different thing. And so I know if I keep my eyes on God and reflect multiple times daily and pray multiple times daily and constantly ask him for his advice and refinement and guidance, what would it look like for me to obey you in this area, Lord? Help me honor you with every single decision I make in my day. I have to pray before every single one of them, and no matter how small they seem, because I know the small things add up to the big things. So I know that small decisions, if I ask for wisdom in them, God will not rebuke me. He will give me the wisdom. And I trust him for every single small decision that steers my day correctly. Yesterday was a write-off, man, because I focused too much on the cars, trying to sell this van that I've been restoring. And 6-7 hours go by and I've done like 20-30 minutes of study. I'm like, man, how do I recover this day? And that's the trigger from last night. I got this frustration on me wearing because I wasn't aligned to the path I meant to be on, man. Sometimes you got to do things you don't want to do. And that's the other complication I'm dealing with right now is the car thing just something that I don't want to do, that I have to do anyways to provide? In some areas it's yes, some areas it's no. Those areas are not so clearly defined as just financially. It's also me realizing that the decisions I make today affect me in 6 months, 12 months, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. So the decisions that I made a year and a half ago when I quit my job working for myself and had to find a job at Toyota, selling new cars, getting paid $16 an hour, not seeing my kid, and then praying for a man on the yard. Watched him come to Jesus, baptized about 2 weeks ago. All of that pain, worth it. Sometimes you don't see what is supposed to, what you think you're going to see in the time, guys. When God gives you that vision, he's not testing if you can do it. He's trying to test how much you can trust him. I had that time where I stopped that work, where I sowed those seeds, where I built the systems, where I learned all the high ticket, relatively speaking, for some people, sales. Keep in mind, I've been selling 20, 30, 40, 50K cars for years. And people complain about investing. Well, I haven't experienced this because I guess I do a good job of it, but like people on the internet could be complaining about price of fitness programs that give them 1 million times return on their investment. But relatively speaking to where I want to go with my life, not everyone can afford 2-3 grand for a coaching program. So I'm like, all right, God, well, how can I refine this? Start building my website. Start building systems that would allow people to come in for $7 a week. Start building a community. It just takes time, man. It takes time. At the moment, I'm getting like 10, 20 views on my videos. It's getting momentum, man. It's getting momentum. It might not sound like it when you guys are used to millions of videos, but if I'm standing in a room with 10 people and they're listening and they got their eyes on me, oh my gosh, man. That's 10 people who can affect 10 more and 20 more and 30, exponentially. A ripple effect of positivity across society. Never losing hope or faith in the path. Always believing, always persevering. That's the lesson I want to leave with you guys, man. It takes time. It takes sacrifice. But God is with you. So don't be dismayed or discouraged. Do not grow weary in doing good works. It's all going to pay off, man. Every single bit worth it. This isn't a me convincing myself thing, guys. I'm trying to build your self-talk. I already know what's happening because I know how much it cost me personally. I know what the struggle was. I know the depth of that. So I know that that inversely leads to the way more growth than the struggle could ever be. That when I talk in that way, I'm just trying to reaffirm you guys that you might not have that self-talk yet. I already believe it. It's already a wrap. Just waiting on me to catch up with my personal development before it gets there. The daily action sowed. Oh man, I gotta get this. Chest day. Let's go.